It's a lovely Sunday morning. I'm here and welcome guys to another episode of the football prediction show today where we bring you sports events that we are tracking and what we consider our opinion basically as far as predictions go, which are expressed in form of safe market options for you guys to be able to make your own informed decisions from, because at the end of the day it is up to you to make of what you decide to with the information that we provide on the channel. Okay guys, so I love football a whole lot. Yesterday was, I was watching from the sidelines pretty much how yesterday went, and I think it was a bit rough. So I've decided that okay, let's see what we can do today. So we went through the reports that we have, and given the last time on the channel also where we had I think 10 sporting events were provided where we lost three of those and seven won. So in order to try and level the playing field, we decided to come up with another or just a brief sports prediction or insight or event that we are tracking today. We have three of those, and we've chose those three events because they have the tendency to come through and has something interesting about those sporting events. So it's both entertaining because there are interesting events to watch given the time of the season, and it breeds or it harbors opportunity for those who like to predict or bet on those events also, and you get to be educated also as well about how these goes as far as sports betting is concerned. You need to be able to know when to move and what to move. I left a video about how to do that that should appear on your screen now, so try to watch that video so you can learn how to use the tips that we provide on the channel, the insights we provide on the channel, and the safe market we provide on the channel, how to use those. Right now you can just watch that video so you can learn how to do that, because we talked about how this channel is also an educative channel to educate you on how to go about doing that. Okay guys, so it's very important, or very important to listen most times, and very important to listen to instructions, guys, so that you don't run into problems. We talked about having so many games and creating slips from those games. Okay guys, it's very important to do that. You have to do that yourself also, because you have to invest in time. If you want to be successful, it doesn't work that way. You have to do your bit, as far as this stuff is concerned. You have to listen, watch, and carry out a little bit of your own analytics, to carve out the sleeps. That's what you have to do, and we provided safe market options for you guys also, which helps you, which is part of the job done for you. So you just have to find those events and categorize them accordingly, and then we hope for luck, which is part of the game, which we say always, may the odds be in our favor, right? Beating the odds is not a day's job. Like I said, sports betting is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It takes time. You will experience days that are good, you will experience days that are bad, but you should not let the bad days get to you. Okay, you must keep your mental game very, very strong. I will be leaving a video shortly talking about mental game and two habits that I implored in sports betting that's helped me really, really well. I will be sharing that with you, but not today. Today we just have three sporting events for you guys. I just felt like it's important to put this out there before we come back again. Okay, before we resume properly. So you have three sporting events. Before I go ahead, of course, give 1 second to like the video. Very important that you do that. It helps other sports bettors find this, and it shows support to the team. And it's the first time I'm coming across the channel. This is a preamble of what we do. We just have three events today, but this is what we do on the channel. Okay, so hit the subscribe button if you find this kind of content, valuable. If it's something you're interested in, all right. And don't forget to turn your notification bells on so you'll be the first to know when we post something of value. Some days we might be off like we were yesterday, but when we come back, you want to be able to be the first person to know. So turn your notification bells on so you'll be the first to know about that. Okay. First sporting event we have is the game between Freiburg, and Union Berlin. I will be very detailed about these two sporting events. Just to let you know, we have a lot more information about all of these sporting events we bring to you guys, but we just try to break it down to the minimum, the barest minimum, in order to save time. Okay, but I will these three events I will be going hard on these three events, talking about what really is happening. So the first sporting event we have is between Freiburg, and Union Berlin, and Freiburg will hope to host or boost their chances of Champions League qualification. So that's motive right there. Okay, with a victory against Union Berlin, okay, on Sunday in the Bundesliga, they are sixth place. and they have 42 points, and they're only 3 points away from the fourth place, at Frankfurt, at Frankfurt, if you know that team. Okay, so something else also says here that like favorite they were held to a 2-2 stalemate by Mainz, on the 15th of March, earlier this month, and fans might have expected better, considering the opponents were reduced to 10 men basically in that sporting event, and in 43rd minute when they were only, winning 1-0 in that sporting event. But they did create many chances in that game from what we get here, but the manager, just showed the manager Julian Schotter's side, occupy the Bundesliga Conference League qualification spot, at the moment. And even if the team failed to qualify for the Champions League, the season has been an improvement from their previous one, basically. So Freiburg, are unbeaten in 7 games, keeping 6 clean sheets, and though they did draw their last three, matches, they've achieved victory in four before that three that they drew. So the hosts have also experienced defeat in one of their past 10 outings, winning seven in those 10 occasions. All right, so you see the home team has a very good home record, has a good chance of winning, and they flopped before, so they have two reasons to want to come back today. They want to impress their fans, having drawn against a 10-man side, winning 1-0. So there's every reason to want to impress your fans today and want to climb up the championship, Champions League sports basically, by winning today. So that's good motive right there. I talked about that in that video where we talked about motive of these teams, the stakes, what are stake in this game. Okay, so Union Berlin on the other hand, restricted Bayern to just 6 shots from inside the box, but just fewer than they manage themselves. So they are not firing on all cylinders themselves as well. So this is kind of an advantage to where we're headed as far as predictions concerned. So um the Essence have conceded 11 goals in their last 5 outings while scoring 4 times, and their record of 23 goals in a league is the second lowest, in second lowest or second worst, return in the top flight basically, in that one. So boss Stefan Baumgart, drew 0-0 with Freiburg on November 8th, and they're unbeaten in their last 4 games against this host, and winning two of those events, those games. So Union coming to this clash in a mix of form, having won two, drawn one, and lost three in their past 6 matches. So they're not so consistent themselves, Union there. So Users have triumphed in 3 of their most recent away outings, but they were a bit defeated in each of their previous 7 road games. So, in summary, Union have struggled in front of goal, and while they have improved their away form of late, their record overall on the road is actually concerning. So Freiburg are unlikely to suffer defeat on the weekend, given that they have been excellent in the past week, and they may keep another clean sheet today, basically. So it's what we're looking at. So given all of these reports and everything that's been said here, we think that the safe way to play this would be to go with a free bug, win or draw in a sporting event, and that's priced at an order of let me look at that real quickly, 1.27 in that sporting event. But if you're looking at taking a bigger risk for value, you can go with the home win at 2.04 odd in that sporting event. The next sporting event we will be looking at closely is the game between Auxerre and Montpellier. This is from the France League One, right? So here's what we have here. Montpellier travel to Auxerre, this weekend, and the visitors have lost, 6 games in a row, basically in the league, and their clash with Saint Etienne last time was abandoned, due to crowd trouble, so the home fans threw flares on the pitch basically, and the place caught fire amongst chaos just ensued basically, and then they had to abandon that game. But they were already losing, 2 goals. They were already 2 goals down before all of this happened, so the game was abandoned, and that would have moved Saint Etienne, who they were playing with, 8 points clear, off them on the table, that there. And to add to their woes, the head coach Jean Louis Gasquet, offered his resignation following that match, which was rejected by the club's board. Gasset is, already expected to be departing the club in the summer, and he may even have a say in his successor at Montpellier. But he's now likely to see out the season as club is having him, having him having replaced, sorry, Michael Zikarian earlier in the campaign. Okay, so all of this just spells trouble inside that Montpellier club. Sorry, so it just not is a good look for Montpellier at the moment, and Auxerre have been really, really good at home. So their chances of this weekend appear slim. Montpellier, that is, after a dramatic form from their last match, and they take on Auxerre now. Side that have only been beaten twice at home this season, all season long, just twice at home they've lost. So Multiplayer have secured just 3 points on their travels all season. Very terrible away record, and beating a team that is strong at home. We talked about this in that video, how teams that are better home, they have a better home form than those who have an away form, which is basically what this prediction or this selection is much about. Who has better home form and who has worse away form, and you can look at the away side having so much problems in their side. Okay, so just to make this long story short, or just the inside short, Multiplayer's campaign has had many lows, particularly in their games away from home. So it is difficult to see anything but a home victory here in this match against an Auxerre side that's very strong at home. Auxerre's form at home, is the major reason why they will, almost certainly be in the League One, next season. And we fully expect them to be able to grab that win today in that sporting event. So the safe way we're going to play that one with is to go with the cause safety first on the channel, of course. So we're going to go with a home win or draw in that sporting event today at an odd of 1.22 in that one. Okay. So before I go further, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Very important that you do that. Show support to the channel. It helps us grow. It's just a moment of magic, basically, to help the channel and other sport bettors be able to find this as we move on this journey to building what we call a community of savvy sports traders, because you're sports traders now, because you have information about this sporting event that you're backing every single day. Okay, guys. So the next sporting event and the final one is the game between Valencia and Mallorca. This is from the Spanish La Liga. All right. So here's what we have reported about that sporting event today. You have Valencia side. You all know Valencia, great club. Doing well for the past year, but now they are struggling, close to relegation, as a matter of fact. So playing at home today is very important for Valencia to win. So they have something at stake here, escaping relegation. Very, very important that Valencia, sorry, escapes relegation today. So this is a very, very important game to them, and they've been playing quite defensively, so far, just to try and achieve that. So European hopeful Mallorca, Mallorca is an European hopeful. Will be bidding to stretch their unbeaten run from 7 matches, when they resume the La Liga campaign, basically. And and they're going against, of course, Valencia, who are relegation up threatened. Basically, Mallorca are currently 17th in La Liga of the table, 4 points behind Villarreal, while Valencia, are 16th, 1 point outside of the relegation zone. Okay, so Valencia have only, been able to they've been beaten in one of their last 7 La Liga matches, but the struggle has remained firmly in a survival battle. So of late, you've seen that Valencia has some bit of oomph in them. They've been able to fight for what they want, basically, for the last games so far. Okay, so uh, Lost Chair were 2-1 winners over Real Valladolid in the last match in front of their own fans, on March 8th, before picking up, a welcome point away from Girona, so Sir Carlos Corbrians, will tackle Real Madrid away next weekend, which strengthens their need to pick up a positive result in this match. So you can see that they need to win today. Very important that they win today, because they have a game against Real Madrid, who are on fire. Real Madrid won 3-2 yesterday against Leganes. So you don't want to go against that kind of club and not be able to, do your bit when you have the chance to here. So they need to pick up a positive result today in this match. And their home form is likely to be crucial when they come, to fight for the remaining points in the division. So Valencia have picked up 21 points from their 14 league fixtures at their home side this season. But they will be welcoming Maloka side that have managed to record 5 victories in their travel. So Maloka is not a joke, basically. So Los Chi are 6 times La Liga champions, the home team. I said that earlier, and they have played outside of the top flight since 1987. So it will be a huge story if the team were relegated this season. So this is a very, very important game for Valencia today. It's going to be, very important. So Maloka, though, are looking up, the table rather than down with a strong campaign, leaving Jogba, Arasate, side 7 spots, in the 7 spot, only 4 points behind fifth place, Villarreal. So the Pirates are also 4 points, off 6 points, place Rebel Cheese, so they are firmly involved in European clash also themselves, so anything but a draw. A draw is fine for them. Loss is not what they want. They want to win, obviously, and go closer to qualifying. So they are also, you know, they also have something at stake here. So indeed, Maloka have only managed 28 goals in their last 28 matches. So they are not scoring so much, which is the worst attacking, record in the top 10. But you can see where their position is, and they are not scoring much. So that tells you a lot about this team. Strong defense. This is also something mentioned in the video that we created, talking about teams that have a good defense. Defense is very important in football. You have to be able to defend yourself as a football team, and this is what they built on, basically, to be where they are today. So they have a good defense, even though the attack is not working as such. So, but the strong form, would certainly have boosted the confidence in the camp at a key stage of the season. So basically, just in a final, in a nutshell, the two five-man defenses are expected to take the field. This, so both of them are using five main defenses. So this is going to be a very tight game, especially for Valencia, knowing that if they concede against Maloka, it's going to be a problem. So you wouldn't want that. You don't want to concede against a team like Maloka that are very defensively strong and don't score a lot. So even if Maloka does score, Valencia should have the attacking power to be able to, get one back and just level up, get a draw, and still be in that relegation contention. And then look at what happens within the game between Real Madrid. But it's going to be a very, very tight game. So we're not predicting a high scoring clash here in this one. It was 0-0 when, they met back, last season at this stadium, basically. And it's most likely going to be the same way, given what is at stake between these two teams today. So a draw would just favor both teams at this point. You just share the points and just go home. But we're looking at Valencia, doing their bit to collect 3 points. If anybody needs that 3 point the most, it will be Valencia. So we're seeing Valencia doing that, and being at home, also having a good home form. We see Valencia doing very well today. So the safe market option we're going with there is to go with home win or draw here in that sporting event, okay, at another 1.27. Next, option you can go with is to go with an under, to be played in this sporting event. We don't expect to see a lot of it, to be a very tight event today. So another option you can go with is to go with the under 2.5 option, 1.551 that odd in that sporting event. Okay, so these are the sporting events we've been able to cover for you guys today, giving you reasons why we think that this is going to be like this and that. So you have to do your own beef, checking all these things out. But these are just three that we felt like we'll be able to salvage, the losses over the weekend. So I wish you guys success as you go about doing what you do. Keep in mind also that, we have factors like VAR, red card, own goals, like we saw in the game between Luton and Hull City yesterday. Hull was supposed to take advantage of Luton, but the own goal cost Hull that, something, that game yesterday. So these factors can affect the outcome of these events. So you want to keep that in mind. And knowing that, you want to gamble responsibly. Injuries are also part of those. You see that in Man City, De Bruyne's back, but he's not firing on all cylinders. And that's exactly why we're not even going to touch that event today. We're just going to see what happens in those ones. But like I said, we just isolated these games out to ensure that you win. Then just join our Telegram community, and I'll post that there for you guys to be able to see what that event is talking about. All of these things I've talked about today is to keep you educated, to understand that you have to listen, watch these videos, get the information that you need. Is very important for you. It will help you make better informed decisions as you go about doing what you do every single day. Okay, guys. So that being said, let's just wrap it up here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found value from what you just watched now, seriously. And I'll see you guys in the next video. May the odds be in our favor always, guys.